Perfect.
Oh,
We're currently live.
We...
But
Oh, don't say anything forbidden.
don't. Okay.
What is
like
the
hello?
TOS?
The toss.
What's the toss? What's the toss nowadays? I haven't been online in like a week.
Yeah, you have to. I don't know. NeverPaint. Are you gonna be okay being recorded? Are you gonna say something crazy? I hope not.
I better say nothing.
Yeah. Oh, do y'all have y'all's notes? You have y'all's things we're gonna talk about?
Sure.
Okay. Well, y'all know what you're gonna talk about, right?
I
Sure.
think I do.
I think I do too. I think I do too. We'll see.
How long are we going for, by the way? What, like an hour and a half? Like, do we have a
Like an
plan?
hour, I think.
Okay.
We'll see how long it goes. This will be the first one.
Okay.
We're professionals. We did this for like how long? Like 2 years? How long did the podcast go for?
9 months.
That's a whole baby.
Actually, practicing is like more like 10 months.
Is it? Is it?
Yeah, in weeks. If you add up the weeks, it's like 9 months and a half. So I would just round up at that point.
Yeah, it makes sense because babies can't count yet.
It's
We learned
true.
that in school.
Well, yeah. Okay. That's why they gave us the bad estimate, right?
So it can't be like a round number, yeah.
Yeah. Let me drop the fact that I'm live in my thing. Ba-ba-ba. It's been a while since I've streamed, like, in general. Actually, that's what I say every time I start a stream.
Yeah.
Okay. T minus 3 minutes. Get all the wigglies out.
The what?
Ah,
Blah.
The what?
Blah. The wigglies.
Oh.
Let's see.
I'm gonna have to ask my body to not betray me in this 1 hour.
Have you made a
Please.
tweet, Noodle?
I did. I twat even.
A new
This-
one?
Astent of tweet. Twat.
You didn't make a new tweet. Oh, you're gonna post it when it's live.
No, I did. I posted. Oh, you're talking about Blue Sky.
I guess I did.
Okay.
I guess I'm in ski.
Did you skeet that?
Yeah, I haven't
Post.
skied yet. Sorry, I haven't. Oh, okay. I was gonna say. Never mind. Past tense of skied is worse. Skied.
People on Twitter will be so confused that there's something that NeverPaint is tweeting something because I haven't been there in so long.
Everyone's gonna be shook.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you had
truly
the.
change somebody's day.
I forgot your icon on Twitter was. Oh, that's the one from the wedding gift or something.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Haven't updated that one because it's like inactive.
It's pretty good. Oh, we have interlopers. Look who's in. Oh, can you
What?
see chat? Can you see?
Get
chat?
them out!
No, it's.
I can't actually. Wait, how would I? Wait, I guess I could go to your
You could go to my
like,
channel.
Twitch.
Could you? Yeah.
And give you my viewership.
Here, I'll just share my whole.
There's
screen.
somebody with a very angry face and somebody with an O face who goes oh, and somebody goes doe.
Doe. Do you know who those somebodies are?
I don't know anybody.
I don't know nobody.
I have no preconceptions.
Whoa.
I have no expectations. You're all the same to me.
That's good. You is that how you like talk to your students? Is that like how it works? Like they're all the same? That's good. That's equality.
No.
No.
I don't. By the way, it's like 6:59.
Yeah. We got a whole minute. I want to drink my
Okay.
I want to drink my little koofy. Also, it is canonically in this universe after work, everybody. You just finished your long day. I'm not it's not noon for me, and I'm not trying to wake up.
That's why you're an artist. You're an actor.
No way. No way.
You're like
I'm an actor.
performing here.
Chip did just finish work. All right, drum roll.
See?
Can I get a drum roll? NeverPaint.
Close enough.
Thank you. Okay. Hello. Get that out of here. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello.
I can't see anything yet.
Hi.
Look at my share screen. Oh,
Oh, okay. It looks like people can see something. I can't see anything.
it looks like people can see something. Yeah. Check out my share screen so you're live and you're with me because we're in the same place at the same time. Hello.
Yeah, of course. I can see you right next to me on my right.
Yeah. You know what? Okay, hold on.
I can't look at you though.
For safety reasons, okay, next time NeverPaint, I should sit where Asha is, and Asha should sit in the middle so we don't clank horns all the time.
Yeah, that would be tragic. That
Instead,
would
I'm
really
just
hurt.
constantly getting bumped by horns.
Yeah.
You should be used to it by now.
You duck it.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of Sketchy After Work. Yo, we made it. We finally made it here. Oh my gosh.
Are we back? I believe we might be a little bit back. Some extent of back.
just a touch, just a bit back. Today we have the whole crew here. After a long, hard day at work, we all brought our sketch pads. I hope you brought your sketch pad too. We're hanging out at our favorite nice German diner, Fuddruckers. That's why I have a Berber.
Why are we in Germany?
I don't know. Why is a Fuddruckers
No,
in
it's
Germany?
a German restaurant.
Wait, name a German restaurant
Yeah.
for us. I need enrapture me.
I have no idea. I don't know any restaurants.
Do you
I mean,
know-
this looks more like a ramen place to me. Look at all the bowls.
But then why do I have a burger? Am I the person who goes in and is
Because
like,
you're American.
yeah, I'm the American that goes to like a fancy place and is like, do you have a burger? Yeah, that's what I do.
It's me.
McDonald's. Let's see. One Borber, please. Hello, everyone in chat. Hello, everyone in chat. We currently don't have you on screen. We'll have you maybe next time. We're testing things
Oh yeah,
out.
that's something.
Yeah,
That's something we could have done.
we could have done that, but we'll do it next time. Right now, we're trying things out. I'm here. I'm working title RiverDoe, the art hoe. To my right is NeverPaints, does arts. What's the
Not? No.
no? I don't know.
You mixed it all up. You fucked up.
I'm sorry.
You did it all wrong. What the hell?
I don't know.
Wait, can we say fuck on here? I don't know.
Can
It's Twitch. Anything
Yeah,
is
that's
possible.
why I don't know. Yeah, I am never paint. I always paint. That's the old saying. That's how the old saying goes. And I'm here with my friend RiverDoe and my beautiful wife Asha in the AM on the other side.
Hello.
hello.
I'm Asha. I draw.
Me too.
She sure does.
She do.
I witnessed it. I witnessed it all day.
I wasn't sure until NeverPaint made confirmation on that one. But
What are we here for? What's going on? I mean,
We're
we're here for food
here-
and drinks, but beyond that,
we're here to talk hard media stuff that we've been into, stuff that we're trying to make and make other people get into because I want to draw stuff and put it on the fridge and make people smile when they see it and be like, thanks, look mom, haha. And hopefully one of the goals is to get you, the viewer, to also be drawing on your sketchpad after work. You have to make time after your schedule. Sorry, you have to go hang out at a bar and do it or whatever. And
no, this is the bar. We're all here now. Like, you're on the other side of this table. This is very immersive. It's a very immersive experience.
we're all looking at you, and I forgot that we don't blink. We have to change that. But that's fine.
Do we?
Yes, I'm gonna fix that
We do.
because we're all staring at
My eyes
you.
are getting so dry.
I'm a demon. I don't blink.
Is that your lore? Do deers blink? I think they do.
Yes.
Okay.
They
I've seen
must.
them.
They must. Have you seen Bambi?
Bambi. Yeah, I don't know if you
Bambi has like the
blink.
biggest eyelash blinky things,
Oh, okay. I think okay.
the
Uh,
blink organs.
all right. So the first thing we want to do, because this is what we normally do, actually, like unironically as friends, is we get in a call and we hang out and we talk about like stuff we've been watching. Um, so what was it? I have a list of things I wanted to talk about. We want to go over media that's like been just getting us excited and like stuff that makes us
That's
want
been
to draw.
fueling our art hunger.
Yes. Yes. I do you want to start NeverPaint or Asha? Do you have something in mind? I have things in mind that I want to talk about, like media I've been consuming.
You can start. You can just start with one thing, and then somebody else does the next thing, and then we go rounds and rounds
Okay,
until
let's
we're too
talk.
tired.
I want to talk about something that people have probably seen, and also I'm just excited for. I was gonna watch it like the day it came out because I was very excited for it, but I waited because I ended up watching it with a friend. Um, Knights of Guinevere. Did y'all see that?
Yes.
Yes,
We sure have.
it's
And
it.
if anybody listening hasn't, you should. It's on YouTube for free.
I guess spoiler warning because we're gonna talk about it for anyone who
I
hasn't
mean,
seen it. But
I guess we can talk about it without like
no, I'm gonna spoil it.
giant spoil. Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess not. But first off, Glitch kind of got it going on. Like them Australians are crazy lately. They're popping off with like so much stuff. I I knew this was gonna be peak. I did not know how peak we were gonna get. Like the animation is incredible. Like actually, it's beautiful. And I remember, did I watch Owl House with y'all? Never Paint.
Yes.
You did.
Yeah, I was.
Except that I think you never finished it
I
or
did.
something.
I did not finish it. No, but it's fine. I
Which
don't
is a
need.
shame.
It's okay because I have Knights of Guinevere, and that's gonna be the actual canonical ending of Owl House to me. It's so Owl House. Like, did you see it? Did you see how Owl House their faces were sometimes? Like, do you know what I mean?
That too,
But I know what you mean.
but for me it's more like, oh, Inside Job is back. Yay. Because
Because we have the
because
overworked uh,
the
lab coat.
overworked scientist with the same like face and hair. So yeah.
You know what? That's good too. That is good. I miss Inside Job. Ah, we should have streamed then so I could gush about Inside Job. Uh,
I mean, the coolest thing about Knights of Guinevere for me is that like we get like a full-on like 26-minute pilot episode, really great 2D animation made by like an indie studio who've so far been mostly doing like 3D CG with Digital Circus,
yeah.
but now they're doing full-on anime and it's looking really really clean and cool. And I really hope we're getting more of this.
Uh, Me too. The person I watched it with, they're like I am just so used to like online productions taking months for anything to come out. So I was just like, cool episode. They left us on a cliffhanger, and they were just like, God, when's episode 2 coming out? And I was like, probably like a couple months or something by the like general thing, and the fact that it's also a pilot. And they were like, I need episode 2 right now. and
I mean, they did like announce, or like in the description of the video they said like help us fund episode 2, or like help us fund like greenlighting the whole thing. So
oh,
it's an experiment for them, but I assume that it was probably successful enough that they like
yeah. I
get this funded.
And I mean, I expect it to be funded. It's obviously like very clean. The concept is so good. It's so the pacing was incredible because like I never felt like we were sitting around very long. Like I think Digital Circus is really really good, but I think the pilot like it, it's it's really good and it's not like lacking in any way. But Guinevere, you can just tell these people know how to write a show, you know, because
River, what the heck is this even about? It's Guinevere? Is it about Arthurian knights? What is this? What's going on?
you know, I don't even know. I just like the pretty colors. You want to explain that one, Never Paint?
Okay. No, I just meant like for people who probably haven't
Yeah, I
like
realized I was talking
watched
about the
it.
technical stuff because I'm a huge like I love pretty drawings nerd. But yeah, you can go into the lore if you have a
I
better
mean,
idea.
it seems to be like a dystopian sci-fi world where like Disney or like a Disney equivalent like mega and entertainment corporation has like taken over the world and is like in floating cities, and I assume like rich and fancy people live up there and throw their trash down, and to like the people who live on like the surface of the planet, kind of like
Hmm.
Alita Battle Angel, reminded me of that a little bit.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's also about like these like kind of this kind of Disney princess like mascot character that exists in the form of robots that are like take many forms, and there's many of them, and they're kind of like the, yeah, basically just the mascot of this corporation entertainment world. And the story follows like two like people who live down on the planet, two friends who live together, I assume, who like find, or like one of them finds like a trashed like princess robot of these, and then they're getting chased and stuff. um Weird mysteries to unravel. The characters look very cool, they have very fun personalities, they're very scrappy, scrungy, like interesting faces and eye bags. And
yeah.
yeah, that's what I enjoy a lot about the character designs, is that they look very uncouth.
It's so not anime. Their eyes aren't just stickers on their head, and it's crazy, and I love it. As
I mean, there
somebody
are
who
anime
has
that
a
look like that.
well, they are anime. Well, as somebody who is
Now I'm saying there
so
are anime that look kind of rough like this, but
those are fake anime, but this one is
okay.
real. This is glitch anime. I'm glad we're getting more glitch anime. One of the things I really, really, really liked about the design for the for I think it's Guinevere, the princess, the body
Yeah.
thing, is like the tech mixed with the like very organic whatever it is that's in there. It really like I don't know if it's like they explain much too much, but it's like this stuff is like made of living something, like obviously by the way it looks, and it meshes so cool with the like fucked up exoskeletons. It's so crazy to me how like well they depict it in the drawings.
Hey, do you maybe want to show a screenshot that I've prepared for you right now to look at that?
Yes, yes. Share it, share it. We'll pull it up on our HD screen if you want to share screen. Could you share screen?
Wait, oh, I guess I can share screen, but it also sent you the image.
I don't know how
Might
to
be
share it.
easier. Oh,
Let's.
okay.
Could you share screen instead?
Wait, give me a second.
1 second given. She's a bionicle. It's true. Also, hello everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Uh, it
Hi.
reminded it reminded you of Alita. I never watched Alita. I know of
Yeah,
Alita, but conceptually,
that is
it
okay.
sounds like
Wait,
Alita. I'm just believing you on the
can
Alita thing. Okay, hold on 1 sec.
can you see this on stream now?
Oh, my screen is broken. It's actually invisible. Awesome.
Hey, things we should have tried out beforehand.
Hey, hey, hey. Haha. Uh, let's see. Asha, how did you
Yeah.
feel? How did you feel about it? What things did you take away from it?
I like the fairy tale motifs in the show, the visuals
Mm-hmm.
they used to make it feel like uh, using like framing stuff. It feels like straight out of a pretty illustrated fairy tale book.
Oh
I
yeah,
like
they have
that.
these like frames and stuff that make it a little magical, fanciful.
There we go. Jeez. So
Did it
wait,
work?
yeah, we can see it on screen now. What is it you're wanting to show, or just keep it on
Oh,
screen?
I just wanted to like show that like the kind of organic slash mechanical like design of this
I love how
princess character.
I love Broken Guinevere. She's
Yeah.
my favorite. She's so cute.
How many? Oh,
I hope she is.
do you think? No, I don't think. You know how like a lot of other shows will like quote unquote reference other anime by just frame by frame taking the animation. I was gonna say,
Sure.
do you think this does it? Like Steven Universe did that, and Naruto, and or did they take from Naruto? I don't remember. Anyway,
That's what.
uh, did, King Protus in chat says they had an Utena frame, and
Okay.
I don't recall. I guess noticing it. It was probably
What if
was it
what if they
Sword
do
Dust?
the
What if they do the
yes?
what?
What if they do the bicycle? What the heck is that anime called? Oh God,
The Kira slide.
the Kira slide. What if they do the Kira slide, but on Broken
But
Guinevere?
on the dolly that's holding
Oh,
Guinevere, and then like they stop and she falls off. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Okay, I don't really know what it is, but this specific character design is so appealing to me specifically because of this little pattern here, like on the side of her chest. This weird little circle with two dots and three colors. It's great.
It's so
I
good.
don't even know why it's so great.
It's so I love. Okay, the first thing I remember after finishing it, it was like this is the non-Disney Owl House. It's crazy. What's her name? Who's the showrunner again? I forget her name. Uh,
Dana Terrace.
Dana Terrace. It's so good to see her doing something that's outside of Disney, and it like obviously takes shots at Disney, uh, like clearly, uh, and it's so gritty in a way that I'm not even trying to be like, whoa, this is so gritty and real. It's like it's so gritty and intense, uh, and actually like surprising to me. It doesn't like come off corny at all in like its quote unquote edginess. Because I wouldn't even call it edgy. It's just like it's so sincere. Uh,
Yeah.
can't wait for
Yeah, if
episode
young
two next
people
week.
watch it.
Can't wait for episode two.
Hell yeah.
Uh, that's
Hell yeah.
that's like the first thing on my mind that because it's fresh. It's got the recency bias, so that means it's the best thing I've ever seen. Uh, and yeah, I've just been. It's cool to see Glitch doing 2D stuff. I hope they do more 2D stuff. I'm glad 2D isn't dead, and I don't think it's ever gonna be dead. That's me coping. Uh, but yeah, it's good to see them doing this kind of thing. Any other? I think I don't know what else I could gush about it really.
That's fine. We can go to the next person. Asha,
yeah.
what media has inspired you lately?
Hmm. Lately, I've been recently I finished season 2 of My Dress Up Darling, and I find it very inspiring, but in a different way as somebody who sews.
Mm? Oh, as the you're the pro tag.
I mean, I don't do cosplay, but I do. I
Oh,
do
sorry,
sewing.
you're the male
I
pro
did like
tag.
sew. I do sew like I sewed professionally, so I do find it really interesting. Seeing the characters get like real into the details of like learning to sew things and improving your skills, and just also being inspired by like all the anime parodies in that show. It's about like cosplay, and the main male character likes can sew. He likes to sew uh Hina dolls, which are like these Japanese dolls they make in Japan,
Mm-hmm.
and he starts making cosplays for this like Garu girl named Marin, and she's super passionate about anime and super like and they're both so passionate about like bringing these characters to life and doing learning new things to like improve their skills, and I find that personally inspiring.
I still need to watch it. I've not. I've been meaning to watch season one forever, and I had the same friend they
Do it,
watched.
Sega. Watch Rest of Darling.
Uh, the what is it?
Watch it for the immaculate vibes. Get past the weird fan service in season one.
Is oh yeah, how is that's kind of why I didn't watch it. I thought it was like, oh, this is just like, another fan service anime. Not that I'm like
It
opposed to
has
any of
its
this.
Oh,
moments
it
of
is also
weird.
that.
Okay.
But it's also heartwarming story about creators, craft people.
Yeah,
Let's see. I
but it
should.
doesn't mean that they can't get naked, which they do.
They do.
I mean, there's like awkward scenes like where he's doing like the measurements for her for the first time, and she just straight up gets in a bikini to do it, and it's like, oh god.
Wait. Is
I always think of the first episode of Dress Up Darling as like it's almost like a pilot where you try to convince the producers that this is gonna be like a raunchy fan service thing and that's how we're gonna sell it. And like because the rest of the show, from what I've seen, I've only seen a few episodes, but the rest of the show is not at all like this extreme as the first episode. Like I
Eh,
think it no okay I haven't
there's an
seen all of it.
episode way later on that's also kind of extreme, but
Okay.
okay.
But it does feel to me it looks like a
season
little
two
bit
is more
somebody try to package their passion for like fashion and craft making into like a marketable like fan servicey package.
Okay. So, question: as somebody who's an outsider who hasn't seen it, scenario: I have friends. I bring them over, and they like anime, aka like JJK, Naruto, stuff like that. Do I
Mhm.
put this on to show them and sit with like and watch with them?
I feel like this is gonna be a hard hurdle to go over.
A hard hurdle. What if I?
I wouldn't know. I haven't seen Naruto.
If you're not somebody who is somewhat used to fan service or desensitized to it, you're
Really?
gonna lose friendship.
I'm gonna lose a French. Okay. Naruto's got that. I don't think JJK has much of
I
that.
No, I'm just saying if it's like if your friend's not used to fan service, then maybe
Okay.
don't.
So I watch it. How many times do I have to worry about my mom walking in?
Your mom walking in
Yeah. Yeah.
a bit in season one, season two not as much.
Okay. Season two's better. Season two. I've seen the season two opening so much. It's so cute. I love it. Such a good little like thing. The little opening. Asha's making it sound pretty hardcore. Lol. It sounds
It's not
hardcore.
that hardcore. It's not that hardcore. It's just like more of a if you're not used to fan service warning you.
Okay. So it's about. I know a little bit about it, but I'm gonna talk like I don't know anything about it. So it's about
Four, three, I guess at 1 to 10, I guess it's a 3.5, maybe.
a 3.5 on the like I'm don't it's not what you think mom scale. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's totally. I'll show my friend. I'll show my friend, and anytime the like scenes come on, I'm just gonna like I'll just look at them in the eyes. That's all I'll do. That's what I'll do.
It's just stare wide-eyed.
Yeah.
In terror.
I'll cover my eyes and look between my
Pupils
fingers.
getting small and like wiggling.
My face will become a tomato. This
Hmm.
is this is. I wish I had more to say about this, but it's yeah. I know it's good. I swear.
What are you into?
Who?
NeverPaint.
Oh, never
Yeah.
paint.
Yeah, what are
Hey.
you into?
What'd you
I'm
bring?
sorry, you didn't say my name. You just said.
You
Well,
said NeverPaint.
I didn't. Yeah, this first time I didn't hear that.
Oh.
Art's good, you guys. No, I've really been enjoying being sick a lot recently, and no, I've not been enjoying that. But it did give me the opportunity to play a little bit of video game,
Oh,
and it's a little video
Oh, yeah.
game that you might have heard about. It is from Australia, like all the good things,
is it
and it's
actually?
called
Digital Circus.
You've been playing
and
Digital
it's
Circus?
called
You're in there?
and
Oh
it's called
no.
Deltarune. No,
What?
it's called Hollow Knight's song, and it's good.
It's a good.
It is actually really great.
Never paint.
Here
Can
it
you check
is.
messages? Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
showed it. Yeah, it is. Um, it was well worth the wait. I didn't actually have to wait for it for like 7 years because I got into Hollow Knight a little late. I think the
Hmm.
trailer for Silksong was already out when I got into Hollow Knight. Um, but yeah, the time that I waited was worth it. It is actually really good and fun, and it's Hollow Knight, but the second one and better, and and like a few bucks more, but still very cheap, surprisingly cheap. Um, I actually saw some
Wait,
controversy about
wait. Did
it
you
being
say
too cheap.
did you say a few bugs?
Yeah,
Okay, continue.
I
Sorry.
seen some controversy about it being like too cheap, so that like other like indie game developers can't keep up with making their games this like accessible, cheap or whatever. But then again, this was also like a promise for the original Horror Night Kickstarter, so this was supposed to be a free DLC,
Hmm.
and now it's a full game. So I can understand why they made it
I
uh,
I have a friend who's
affordable.
still upset that it never came out on the Wii U. Uh,
Sure,
and that's really funny. I find it very funny that they're sad about that. Because it's good that it's on the Switch. It's like fine. Like it's better that it's
it's
on the
like
Switch.
it's on all the devices that you would want.
Yeah. Except they still love their Wii U. They like hard modded it, so it's like the best device actually, according to them.
Are you actually? Is that actually just true? Because I keep hearing that as a joke in like YouTube videos about Silk Song. Is that you actually have a friend like that?
Yeah, no, it's very funny. I laugh at
Okay,
them all
that's
the time.
okay. Good. I thought you were doing a meme.
No, no, it's real. Like I have, yeah. Uh,
Okay, I want to say I'm not a hardcore gamer.
yeah.
I am not really into video games as much, or at least I didn't play any video games as a child. I got into my in my 20s more, and I've probably played through like less than 10 games in my life. Um, but I fell in love with Hollow Knight because it has little bugs in it, and the atmosphere and the music and the world and the exploration is just perfect. And it's exactly what I want to see from art and life. Um, kind of, I had like a whole like little theory about like what I enjoy in art, and I called it microcosms. I really enjoy
Mm-hmm.
like to observe like when you cut through, like you see an illustration of like cutting through an anthill, and you see all the little chambers where the ants live and the different places that they build and stuff, and like seeing like a small world wriggle around and work and interconnect. That's what I really enjoy in art and media. um
Did you
and
hear the theory that that's how they made the map? Like that's how they made the world. They just made they. It took so long because he just made a bunch of different ant farms, and that's how they like built the entire map.
ants are way quicker than that.
Yeah, I know. But that's how many. That's how much map there is. It's funny because there's definitely not that much map in the
They
game.
actually added an ant level to Silksong now, so I guess it's like
Oh,
more
did they?
accurate in the comparison. Yeah, yeah, and it's pretty hard. Um, yeah, but it's funny because these games are considered pretty difficult,
Mm-hmm.
and lots of people complain about the difficulty of Silksong, also in particular in comparison to Hollow Knight. And I don't. I take a lot of tries with the bosses, but I don't really struggle because I'm just having so much fun appreciating the world and the characters and the little details. And I want to make I want to make I want to make art like that. And yeah,
You do be making art like that. You do be
I
making
guess.
a good amount of art like that, which actually we could use this to springboard into like the stuff that we're making because you've been making a lot of like Silksong fan art. I don't know. Have you
Well,
released the thing?
one particular one piece.
This one piece?
Silksong
Oh,
fan art.
you just been okay. You've been animating it, and I've been watching you animate it. Sorry, I'm spoiling your art. And I've been
That's
like
okay.
really happy
Well,
with it.
actually, I could show it.
If you want to show
Wait,
it here, oh my gosh, art reveal!
yeah,
It's tiny.
yeah, it's tiny. It's a preview. It's not finished yet.
This is
Um,
it's so clean.
thank you.
Oh,
I've been just having Silksong open, so if any one of my Steam friends sees me like play like 10, 12 hours a day, that's not actually me playing the whole time. Some of these hours is just me having the game open to like look at the world and take
Mhm.
references for my drawing on the side.
That's
Um,
that's so funny. That's
yeah,
like why. That's like how I am with TF2, and people think I'm like better at TF2 than I was because I just left the menu open for like 60 hours by accident.
to make fan out of it.
No, it's because I forgot to close the application.
Okay.
You do cap.
No,
It's
I've been
go on, go on. You go.
I've been straight up like studying like the animation, like the little textures and stuff that are going on screen and little flies in this region. This is a beautiful place called Bilewater, which people who have played the game and are already a little later into it might be familiar with. It's a very controversial area, I would say, but
What's the
I find it
controversy?
very beautiful.
What's the
Um,
controversy?
it sucks and it's hard and it's full of maggots.
Yeah.
You have like a what? You have like a silk meter, and when you fill up your silk, you can heal. And when you fall into the maggoty water, they like eat up your silk, and you can't heal anymore. And
Oh
it's
no.
and it's not great. You like cover. You like it's like your soul is like covered with maggots that eat away at you. Um,
Hmm.
has pretty tough platforming and stuff. But also, Bilewater is great because it's canonically supposed to be really hard because the bugs who live in Bilewater are like uh, Viet Cong guerrilla fighters fighting against the fascists who are taking over their country. Like
Are there
it
countries
has,
in the ant farm?
yeah.
Whoa.
No, it's like I mean, particularly Silk Song has like a lot of like um colonial Catholicist like imagery and themes of like this powerful like citadel who have like a very strong religion who take over the world. And yeah, there's a few places that still resisted. Or I think Bywater was like ruined by the citadel by like their like exhaust fumes and stuff, and the bugs there are like freedom fighters, I guess. That's why it's a pretty tough place to walk around because they will attack you and there's traps and bugs jumping out and throwing like blow darts at you and things.
It's
But it's cool
it's
because the
Terraria.
yeah, true. But also the region has like a really calm and um, beautiful and sad soundtrack, which is like in contrast with the kind of horrible environment. And that's what inspired this piece really is to have like a small calm moment in like this tough swamp war zone.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, okay. That makes this. The context makes it a lot. Like it is already nice and beautiful. The context adds to it for sure. For sure.
Also, I'm animating again for the first time in like 3 years.
Yay! I forgot you did animation for like
Animation,
a
quote
project.
unquote.
It's animation. You did this kind of animation for the Good Morning Lulu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for like one or two other illustrations, I did a bit after that, but I got out of it.
Yee, yee. Heck yeah.
Oh, and I switched back to working in Clip Studio Paint recently after being stuck in Procreate for a few years. I could talk about that another time, but yeah,
Clip
it's nice
Studio
to be back.
supremacy. I I like my keyboard. I the biggest thing about Procreate that kills me is I have to touch the screen that I'm drawing on, and it's like I don't want to have to move my hand so much. I don't understand. I don't understand the zoomers.
Yeah, how dare the artist has to move their hand.
It makes me sick. Krita
I
supremacy.
wish I could. I wish I could just like press a button and then the drawing is done. Like just one key in my keyboard and then no work anymore.
Hmm. If only, honestly. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Uh, let's see. Did we have any other media we wanted to talk about? We've been going for like a little bit. I had
I have no idea how long we've been going.
like 30 minutes. I actually have one more thing that I want to talk about. Because I'm freaking out about it. Have y'all heard of Day Job, the animation? ever.
Yes.
Yes, you
I
showed it to
From
us
you.
have I yeah have I ever talked to you about this? It's
Yes.
once or
pretty
twice.
good. Uh, fucking what it's
We were
day.
just talking about Australians today.
I don't know. They just got it going on. I don't know what's
This
going.
Australian
is
They're so
supremacy.
good.
this is the Australia episode. Next time we talk about
Yeah,
Papua New Guinea. Is that next?
maybe wherever else is pop. Is this Australia's like K-pop revolution, but for animation? Uh, okay, here's the thing. I hate. This is the thing about Day Job that I hate the most. It has the worst name for SEO. Because when you look up Day Job, you sure as freak do not get the show, like ever. I'm like
Get
looking for
anything
like
else.
something right now. Here. I'll drop a GIF. Here's a GIF. This is all you need. But
You
let me
get links to Indeed.
yeah, yeah. Honestly, um, so Day Job, if you don't know, is this animated like little web series at the moment that got funded by like the Australian ABC something that they had like money, which is crazy, cool for the Australian government. They're putting money into like getting animated, not just animated, just like entertainment in general for like New Blood, and they had this series called New Blood, where they got, I forget the guy's name, but they, if you can put the GIF on screen, that'd
I
be
try. I'm trying. It does
okay.
not work.
Okay. Um.
It does not let me play it with my browser.
Anyway, it's like The Office in a bowling alley in Australia, and it's so very Australian, and the characters are just they're written so well. It's the like style of writing where it's like they do a lot of improv with the people, but it's such a I don't know. It's like you do that, and a lot of like adult comedy has that format, but they just do it just perfectly. It's seamless. The first like 3 episodes that they got funded are like really short. They're all less than 10 minutes, I believe. Please watch them. There it is. Yeah, there's the IMDb. That's perfect. Uh, it's so funny. And just recently, they like I what's it called? They've been out for like over a year, but they released an animation recently where they did like a basically a bit of an overhaul on the characters, just visual dev, and
Oh,
they're and I have never felt more anime. Like forget Knights of Guinevere. Like this small little animation of character Lily talking to like the boss is so good. She's serving an unimaginable amount of cunt. It's crazy. Uh, it, I think I watched it with NeverPaint. I don't know if you've seen it, Asha. Have you seen it? The
yeah.
newest thing?
I haven't seen the newest thing though.
They've been releasing shorts recently, like throughout like the last year, and they've been like growing their Patreon to like make stuff. I was patreoning them for a bit, and they were like having like exclusive stuff, which is fun, and like little podcasts and showing some like recording stuff. But they just released a thing, and it looks so good. It's insane. Uh, let's see. Where is it? I don't know. If you're on Twitter and you're like on the same part of Twitter that I am, where you're just looking at pictures of drawings and stuff, like she somehow just took over. And I have this like theory in my head that they've just been online too long because they made her like way too attractive. It's crazy. Lily's the one on the top left with the purple hair. Uh, but it's I don't know. It took the
And she has the
designs.
Garfield eyes, which is like the one thing that you need to have like an attractive character online.
Yeah. Uh, it's yeah. You have to like be sleepy. You just have to have the sleepy eyes, which I dig a lot, and a lot of Twitter really digged. Uh, but yeah, I'm just gonna I could just gush about this show. Please watch this show. It's hard to find. Look up Day Job. Can you minus like Indeed from a Google search? Is that possible? Uh, it's such a good thing.
Possible.
I can't even like I can't even like repeat the bits because a lot of it is in just like the delivery because it's such a mundane thing, but it's cool.
It's like very improv heavy, right? Like
Yeah,
or like at least they have a very naturalistic way to deliver that dialogue where they like interrupt each other and stutter sometimes, and
The
like
cast, I think the cast is just like three people, and you can really tell how like well their chemistry is because they're just good at like being funny, and the cast is just funny. And I think I don't know if they get I could check, but the main guy, who I'm forgetting his name, just does the main character's voice as his voice, and like does like all the guys' voices, I believe. Uh, and they also had the Australian dude from Smiling Friends. He helped produce it and also voiced a few characters actually in the first three episodes. Ah, I love Day Job. Like I could gush about Day Job. It reminds me of like the Newgrounds animations I would watch, but it's actually a series. It's so good. That was me gushing. Okay, what were we talking about?
Day Job is good. What are you taking away from it for your own art?
It looks. Oh, actually, one thing. Then the redesign, the visual dev, reminds me of Panty and Stocking, and I think a lot of artists are getting re-inspired by Panty and Stocking because it's like season 2 came out. Panty and Stocking with Garter Belt, if you know what that is. That is a 10 on the Mom I Can Explain like thing. If
Oh
you're
yeah, that is a 10. You couldn't explain any sounds or visuals from that show.
yeah, I still haven't
I
finished.
feel like you're underestimating the scale. I feel like if that's the 10 for you, I
I
don't
mean, I
know.
guess a 10 would be straight up adult content if you catch my
Yes,
drift. But
I
like,
would.
because Patty
It's a
Stocking is
10.
still a parody of that.
It's a
yeah,
10.
but it literally does have sex and
They
and,
they have
and
sex. They
So
have
does Game of
inappropriate words,
Thrones.
yeah, and that's a
and it's
10.
quite crass. That's also a 10.
Game of Thrones is something you like. Most people walk around and just go like, "Oh, look, it's Jon Snow."
Yeah, but it's considered classy in that. It's not classy in panty and stocking.
It is not.
I,
You
I
know,
would
you're so
still only
right.
give it a 6.
What? That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what your 10 is. I'm scared of what your 10 is.
Never paints
If
German.
Dr-
Never paints
No,
German.
it's
Just
German.
naked. It's just naked people
Yeah, it's just
all over
like.
the place.
Is it? Is that true? I've not. I've only been to Germany but once. And I
well,
didn't.
we are a bit less prudish than Americans.
Yeah,
I
it's
can say
true.
is that or Canadians. I'm sorry, Ash.
Canadians are Americans. Americans are Canadians, basically.
But
She
don't
doesn't see it that
start
way.
talking like that here.
What? I'm sorry. We might be. Uh, the panty and stocking good. The thing I liked from Day Job is like they're doing the panty and stocking thing. Everyone's doing the panty and stocking thing. That's not true, but it's true in my heart. Like they're taking a lot of design, or a lot of people are taking design stuff online from there. And I'm happy. I'm so happy to see
What
them.
exactly do you mean by that? I don't hear.
There's a
The
lot
art
of
What?
the art stuff, like the blah, blah, blah. Not the humor, definitely not the humor, but the like design sensibility in general. Like if you just look at the newest thing that I was talking about from Day Job, just the head shape itself is very cartoony, and it's like this very streamlined cartoon thing where it's like you can tell they were inspired by, I don't know, older like New York style cartoons. I don't know, just cartoons in general that Penny and Stocking also did, and just like they did it, and they did it just so perfectly. Like they just like encapsulated like the cartoony early 2000s Cartoon Network hard line thing, and they just like sculpted it into the, like a fast race car kind of thing. I can't explain it. Um, like, but that's the vibe, and it's kind of like what Day Job does. I see a lot of art like on Instagram. I'm talking about social media, by the way, because I'm a social media artist. Haha. Hey everybody, I didn't go to school. Um, but a lot of people like it's in the spaces that I frequent at the very least. You can tell they're getting inspired by it, and it makes me super happy because I've loved Penny and Stocking for so long. Just like everybody, just like so many people. Someone at my work, by the way, don't tell this to anybody. They brought it up to me, and I was like, "That's surprising. I would not bring this up to anybody."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just a 6.
It's not a
Normal
six.
people
It's
know about
not a
it.
six.
Not.
It is
It's
not
not.
a
You
six.
never even watched it.
I've watched a few
You never
episodes.
seen the entirety of it.
Well,
There is
yeah.
bodily fluids and everything.
There is. There is.
Okay.
There's like a Gorillas parody in the first season. it's you wouldn't. You should watch it. I don't know if you should watch it. You don't need to watch it. You should watch it though. It's actually sick as fuck. I accidentally started talking about Panty and Stocking. I guess that's also something I've been watching. Um, I need to finish season 2 though, because oh, they have
Oh yeah,
Zoomers, huh?
I also started watching Penny and Stocking.
Yeah. Did you? You've seen season 1, right?
Of course.
So yeah, how far are you into season 2?
I think I only saw 2 episodes so far.
It's funny. It's actually so funny.
It is.
I'm like I was like I don't know if they can do it. I don't know if they could pull it off after so long, but like whoever they got on, they know their stuff. And like it is seamlessly melded into like modern sensibility or modern times. Uh
Mhm.
and they didn't get Teddy Lloyd back, but they at least like remixed a lot of their songs. And the new music that they have has been growing on me, honestly. It's not bad. I really like the I don't know. They like in the first episode they had some song that was very happy hardcore, and there was like a lot of gore, like stylized gore, and I was like, this like fits perfectly. Like this is like actually perfect for Panty and Stocking in a modern sense. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm happy with Panty and Stocking. Uh, so what are y'all drawing on y'all's table? What are y'all doodling? Do y'all do y'all actually go in public and doodle stuff? I've gotten more used to it, but I'm can sometimes be a little shy. I can be a little bit of a deer in headlights sometimes.
I get so shy trying to draw people in person. The recently I when I went to like the doctor, I I drew a bit while waiting,
Hmm.
and and it was fun. It was fun just making little cartoony designs based off the patients at the clinic.
That's so that's so cool. So you were doing little caricatures of people.
Yeah,
I feel like your style is so good at it. You're actually so fast though. Like you've always been so fast about your
it
like
was the
drawings.
one thing I was praised for in art school during my last class of art university.
Gib is
Being
apparently
fast.
Yeah, no, that I'm good at doing gesture
Oh yeah.
art.
Gib is apparently also drawing Fat Vriska. Beautiful. I'm glad to hear it. Oh,
Hell yeah.
okay. Actually, one more thing. Did y'all see the um, what was it? What's it called? What's that thing that everyone likes and everyone painted themselves with silver sharpie about? And they have the trolls. Oh man, people are gonna be mad at me
What?
because everyone knows it. Um,
Do you
y-
mean DreamWorks Trolls,
no,
the anime
no,
movies?
no. Homestuck. Thank you. Rizwan.
Oh,
Did you
What
see
the
the
fuck
homes?
is that?
What the fuck is Homestuck? Did you see the Homestuck pilot that came out?
No.
I
I have
knew it came
no
out. I've
I
heard
don't know
things
anything
about it,
about it.
I'm sure it's
but I
big
don't
news.
understand how I'm stuck in the slightest.
I don't either, and every time I see stuff, I laugh and think it's neat. I like the fan stuff. Well, Homestuck came out, the show, and it's made by Visvipop, which is surprising because I think I just heard about it and then I just the show came out, and the show is good. They say fuck a lot, and I'm not sure if that's true to like Homestuck, the like
From what I've heard, that's
web
pretty
series.
accurate
Is it
to
okay?
Homestuck.
I just wonder if it's like a Visvipop special to have them say fuck a lot, or if that is just a Homestuck thing. I don't know. I wonder if any Homestucker fans like can verify how accurate it was. Vriska not fat enough, so it sucked. I don't think Vriska showed up in the pilot. Yeah, no, Vriska did not show up in the pilot. It's cool. Oh, actually, and fun fact, Toby Fox was voicing the main guy, which is I didn't know Toby Fox could talk. I thought he just made barking noises. Uh,
Foxes don't bark.
yeah. Wait, is that a fox? Is that like a tiny? He's a dog. Wait, he's a fox. Oh my god, you're right. Holy crap.
Their name is Toby Fox. Like clearly they're a fox.
Well, how was I? It looked like how was I supposed to know Toby and Fox was like a little Arctic thing? I thought it was like a little Pomeranian or something. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't have much to say about Homestuck. I hope more comes out. Immediately, a friend of mine hit me up and was like, "Do you want to consume Homestuck with me?" And I was like, "No." So it's such a big ask to do that.
The bigger, more important thing is that like they're adding the new Arctic foxes to the Lego Pick a Brick service, so you can get like little Arctic foxes from Lego without having to buy like a $200 Arctic train set.
We can get a bunch of Toby and Fox's Legos.
Yes,
Oh, that's huge.
exactly.
That's huge. That's huge. Oh,
Asha, what have you been drawing?
But like right now?
No, in general, like what have you been
Oh
working on?
yeah. But I've been drawing more background related stuff
yo.
because I'm going to be working on a game with people who are doing like a game jam thing
Game jam, yay.
pretty soon. So I'm getting it drawing some backgrounds and stuff.
Is it okay? I always had like a thing. Do you want to show what you're working on, or is that bad juju? Because sometimes I feel like it's in my case it's
I,
bad
I
juju.
I don't want to show it right now.
Okay, that's fair.
It looks good though.
I think it looks good.
And I have been very nervous about it. I've been very scared, but I overcame my fear today and drew a background, and I'm happy and content.
It looks good. You did that just today.
Yeah, just today.
You are fast.
Asha is a really, really talented painter of like realistic and like atmospheric shots of things, which
Mhm.
like I like didn't know for the longest time because you always draw like cartoon characters and anime kind of style,
What can I say? I like
simple line arts.
paints.
Yeah, but then you like throw out like a beautiful painting render of a landscape, and like, oh yeah, you do have a bachelor in painting. I, you just don't do it that often, but it's very impressive every time you do. And that background you made also falls into that category of like, damn,
Yeah,
good skill, good display of your abilities. Should make more of that stuff.
that
I'll
is
do my best. I plan on doing more background
like in general.
drawings and stuff. Yeah, in general. I want to start studying the art style of like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur since those
Mm.
are like backgrounds I particularly love.
Oh, I have another show that I
Did you
wish
know that the
to plug later.
backgrounds of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur were repurposed from Pixar's Cars spin-off called Trains or Trams or something that was supposed to take place in New York and be about like living like New York metro trains.
America could
And
never.
that got
America.
that got scrapped. That got scrapped, and the concept art was reused for Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
That's interesting. That's interesting. That's cool that you just have all these assets sitting around. It's like, oh, we could totally use this for a different thing or repurposed. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
But yes, good art. I think another time we have to talk about Moon Girl in a lot of detail.
I also thought of a different show, but I will do it next time. I will save it for later.
Yeah, we can't talk about everything.
Yeah, we can't. We can't. uh, anything else you've been working on, Aosha?
Not much. Just usual. Like I went through a bunch of my old sketches recently. I've been like just drawing all of them and actually like, rendering them fully. So I right now have like a bunch of finished drawings that I could they're ready to post. So I should start. I'm gonna start posting a bunch of things.
Do you want
I
to show
Soon.
something? You can just send it to me on Discord and I can show it on stream
Yeah, sure. Hmm.
if you want to show.
yeah, I feel like you've always had like I don't know you. Your output is you're just fast. You just have like a bunch of stuff you could be putting up. But I get like not just putting out everything, just whatever, just like
Asha has millions of sketches in millions
millions,
of files. Well,
No, I don't.
not millions, but it's
trillions.
hundreds. It's at least hundreds.
That's a lot. Uh,
Yeah. Uh,
oh crap! Have ads played? No, I'm gonna snooze them. We're gonna snooze them.
that's not loud.
No ads, unless you're getting ads. Might be. I forgot about that. Cute. Oh, the Asha
This is
style.
based off a young girl I saw out when I was going to like some government place, and I was in the waiting area and I saw this little girl's hairstyle and I thought it was really cute and I was like, I must draw you. I didn't tell her that, but I just
Yeah.
You should have.
took her likeness into an illustration.
You just snapped her soul and stuck it onto
Yes.
your iPad. Actually, wait. Do you draw on an iPad, or what do you draw on?
Yeah, I draw on. I draw on paper
Mm-hmm.
quite a bit. I feel like it helps me like study because then I don't have Control Z to protect me slash tapping to like undo my work. So I
Right.
do a lot of sketching with ball pen and paper or sketchbook. And then when I'm illustrating stuff, I do it on Procreate most of the times nowadays.
I need to be a big girl and like actually start using pen as well. I'm still a coward. I still use pencil all the time.
Do it. It'll get you bolder, it'll get you more decisive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll make me
And you'll
less.
get faster.
Okay, I will. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I bought a new pencil. I need to buy a nice drawing pen again and like just do pen. Just not be a coward. Just not bring pencils
Yeah,
with me.
just get whatever pen. I'm just drawing with like a pen that I got from uh the political party. Like they were just handing out pens and I got one, even though I can't vote in this country yet.
You got a left pen? Or wait, what hand?
Yeah,
What's your dominant hand?
my right.
Oh,
Oh
I'm
no!
sorry.
close, so close. Woke pencil. Yeah. That's awesome. What have I been working on? I don't.
That's a good question. I want to ask you that just now.
I have been drawing this deer character lately because I've been feeling.
Who's that deer?
Who's that deer?
Who's that lovely doe?
Oh, stop it. I've been. There have been changes with me lately. Weirdly enough. Actually, no. I just started
Were you
existing.
going through changes, aka the opening of that Netflix show about puberty that I forgot the name of?
Oh,
Big
no,
Mouth.
God.
Big Mouth.
Big Mouth funny moments? No, I hate Big Mouth.
I love Big Mouth.
Even though I heard the people who worked on it got treated really well and that like it was very good for the whole cast and stuff, I don't like the show.
No, it's actually just good, and every hate about it is performative and bad.
It's not. I'm not performative. I don't like the. I don't like certain things. It's icky. I mean, it's fine. It's fine for whoever likes it. It's good for them, but it's just not for me. Anyway, yeah, this is my big mouth Sona. I'm coming out as a big mouther.
Hell yeah.
Uh, no. I've been drawing this character a little bit, but before that, I guess I've just been working on animatics. I've been so busy, like with work, and my work has got. This is my excuse for why I'm not drawing and putting out a lot of stuff. My work has like a random schedule for me, and because I just needed to get a job because of circumstances, so I just put out stuff when I can. I guess the biggest thing, is I've started just finally becoming a not safe for work artist again, which I guess I could talk about on this stream. No, I don't know what would you rate me on the I can explain mom. It's like an 11.
11.
Wait, including NSFW stuff?
Yes, now
Including this only the stuff that you posted publicly, or the stuff that you can see in other places that are not public?
No, it's public.
Okay, well, I think I would rate you higher than Panty and Stocking, probably like an 8.
That's crazy and a lie. I don't know why you have this idea that Panty and Stocking is a wholesome family show.
NeverPaint's really confident in their opinions on things they don't know about.
Yeah,
And sometimes
Yes.
it's really
especially
frustrating.
about things they don't know about. I swear, they love to like. Be
That's
like,
the
"No, I'm
easiest to have a strong opinion about, because you can't. There's no second thoughts. Like
right." Yeah, you can't be wrong if you don't know anything. It's you're right. No, I've been. What have I been doing? I guess I'm a bit of a scatterbrain either way, but I've been working on animatics for stuff. I've been wanting to make like, what is it? like more continuity, like heavy continuity things for my characters. And confession, for the
You have
longest time,
characters?
I have characters. Yeah, I stole them
What?
from this mushroom. I stole them from this. I ate this mushroom, and then I
Oh
took
God.
all of its ideas, and now they're mine. Haha. Uh, I guess I
You
won't
left them
show.
in a storage unit and you found them.
Well, actually, I guess I can. Here, I'll show. I'll upload a thing that we can show. But I have comic ideas. I've had ideas for my characters, but they've always leaned toward like romance, and I've for a very long time avoided that kind of stuff because I was, I don't know, grown up conservative-y, and I was like nervous about that kind of stuff. But
Ah, it's embarrassing.
it's embarrassing.
Feelings.
Yeah, icky feelings. But yeah, I'm just like I've gotten to a point where I'm like I'm in a place in my life where I'm like, no, I'm just gonna go full ham now. We're hitting the gas. No more cowardice, you know. And if I could find the image, which I don't know, maybe I don't have the image. Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is a very well prepared show, everybody.
It is. It
Okay,
is.
You can tell we have putting months of thought into this.
I wasn't gonna
Well,
say anything. I wasn't gonna say
machine.
anything. If you can share that one, NeverPaint. I don't know if it's possible.
I sure can.
Hot damn.
It's been fun seeing everyone become more sex. It's true. It's true. Wait,
I can really see how much like story and feelings you put into this piece. It's very much about that,
listen.
like the emotional journey of this artwork.
Look. I am the defender of all. I don't. What the word for this kind of art is would be? I don't know. Shout out to all the gooners. Sorry, Noodle. That's the old name. We're going with River now these days. But I need to like make a full change. Panty stocking doesn't show a hole. Does it not?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Panty stocking is like a parody of like that content. It's not actually the content, you know?
I don't know, dude. You gotta.
Panty's crotch in the season 2 premiere.
Oh yeah, no, we see.
They literally saw
Yeah.
her crotch get carried.
Yeah, no, NeverPaint. They
Towards
post hole in season 2. Yeah, Seika, they post hole. We see Panty's puh, like episode 1. It's crazy. Am I allowed to talk about this on Twitch? I know I am.
I don't
but
think so.
It feels like I
Please
shouldn't
stop.
be. I should stop. I need to watch it. It's great. It's great. It's silly. It's goofy. You should watch it. But yeah, I want to be the, I don't know, wholesome gooner. I don't know. I don't know what arc I'm on right now.
A wholesome gooner.
Yeah. It's the way you said
It is very pretty out
You
there.
have my full support. I
Yeah.
believe in you fully.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Whatever makes you happy.
But when I'm in public, I definitely am just drawing environments because it's like I can't draw this in public. I'm not gonna draw this in public.
Would you like a painting of our Lord and Savior?
Hatsune
Little
Miku.
Jesus, heading on little Jesus paintings
I do.
to
If I
offset
ever
the
have
sins.
a Goonie idea, I'll
A
send it.
Goonie idea, please. I do like sitting with. I've made some friends who are like very cool about it, and we like to spitball ideas, and it's very good and nice to like be able to do that stuff. I'm such a romance sucker though. I like romance. It makes it's so good when the plot's good, you know. Ba 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 ba.
So, what do you have plans? Like, how you gonna like ship out the story of your characters? Are you gonna make more little animations or comics?
I had
or
an
what's going on?
animation that oh, okay, here's the thing about me. All my art I'm a feely gushy silly creature.
Disgusting.
Disgusting, I know, it's awful. So all of my art tends to come from a place of like I have to relate in some way to it. And I was working on a thing and I related a little too hard and then it became a little too tragic, but I think I'm bouncing back. And I want to work on like stuff that is romance but is tragedy. I want to hurt my OCs. I know. I'm the first one to do it. But I want to like do things that hurt my OCs, but like
You know, you can make a comic. 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 You can I really aspire to be this kind of like organized artist with a plan and a schedule and
Mhm.
like a flow chart and everything. But if I'm being real, like I'm also just drawing what I feel like in the moment. But
Yeah.
it's to an extent that it's like getting in the way of what I actually want to do sometimes.
I mean, that's part of it. You have to feed your soul though. That's what it's about. It's not just about burger
Yes.
from ramen place. Sometimes it's about drawing from ramen place.
Yes, yeah, true, but you can't always have ramen. Sometimes you gotta have a better meal. Or
Yeah.
like, I guess a consistent diet.
Do you yeah. Do you have like stuff planned at all? Well, I guess you're busy in general. You getting art out at all has been impressive to me because I know what your schedule is like with the like
Uh, yeah.
yeah.
For the context, I started my first like full-time employment like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Of those 2 months, I've been sick for like 2.5 weeks. So, um,
Nice.
but yeah, so that has been changing my life quite a bit. But I also feel like every time I like preoccupied with other things, I make a little more space for drawing because I feel forced to make space
Mhm.
as I drown. Um, yeah, I have vague plans for my characters and my worlds and stuff, but I need to hammer it down a little more. Right now, I'm just trying out some new things, trying out some animation stuff with illustration I'm doing right now.
I
And then
see, I
I'll
see.
see where I'm going. I can keep you updated on this show, which is,
Yay.
by the way, we try to plan it to do it like semi regularly, maybe every 2 weeks
Oh
or
yeah,
so,
that's right.
depending on our schedules.
Yeah, we want ideally it's twice a month. Hopefully we can do it. But as I said, my schedule's random. NeverPaint's constantly sick. Oscar's also.
That is not true.
we we we're, we want to try to make it a regular thing for sure. As like honestly as like a show where we can like talk about art, but also like just keep each other like semi accountable on making stuff. But also, I guess is a good way to announce this. We want to bring back the hashtag sketch with us. Any old
Hashtag
sketches.
Sketchify!
Hashtag sketch with us. Oh my god, you peaked. You peaked so fast.
I just got so excited.
Hashtag sketch with us. Oh my gosh, get on your biskies, get on your blue skies.
Do you remember? Do y'all remember hashtag sketch with us? It's where you hashtag sketch something.
Yeah, sketch. It doesn't have to be sketches. It could be you can do a documentary, whatever. Just drop hashtag sketch with
No.
us. Anything that you're
We've-
making, and next
We gotta
time,
look at it and talk about it or something. Maybe.
yeah, we'll bring
Definitely.
we'll bring
There's
it
not gonna
on.
be that many.
There'll be a section toward the end of the stream, the podcast, whatever we're calling this, and we're gonna go over it like we did back in the old days, because
Mhm.
nothing like seeing other artists do cool things to make you want to do cool things.
And
Um,
honestly, the hashtag sketch with us was too good to let it die forever. Like it's
it's
too good
true.
of it. It's too catchy.
I think Asha came up literally with all of the like names for all of our stuff. Like
Might
Asha
have.
came up with sketchy after work, and then we just like went from there. I'm pretty sure. Uh, but yeah, yeah. Hashtag sketch.
The official acronym is SAW, by the way.
We want to bring back Saw Dude, like the mascot for this.
Sawdude? Yes, Sawdude is coming back.
Okay,
I will draw Sawdude
okay.
soon.
You heard it here first. Next time, if Saw Dude isn't here, you have to yell at NeverPaint.
Some mascot.
Our mascot Saw Dude. Uh, but yeah, if you have anything you want to share for next episode, you want us to go over, drop hashtag sketch with us, and we will see it next time in like probably 2 weeks. Who knows? We'll let you know. But yeah. Also, didn't expect this from the first episode, but we already have a voicemail.
How did this happen?
For the voicemail section, which
For
we
the,
famously have.
for the voicemail section that we were planning on doing. Yep.
Totally.
Yep. From one Chip Wiseman. I don't know who they are. And also, preface this, it
I
was
know who she is. She's right there in
Whoa.
the chat.
she's right in front of us as the bartender. Actually, let me share my screen to make certain.
How can
Okay.
we listen to that?
Can y'all hear? Okay, can y'all see? This is very unexpected. But
Should
I
I
was
end
in
my stream? I think I have to end my streaming.
No. You
Right.
can if you're watching you can watch my stream while you're doing it. You have to keep yours up so it can. Okay, it's over. Well, that's fine. Let's see. I was informed, or the instruction is to not listen to it before the stream. So I don't know what this
Hey,
is going. What this is going to be.
I heard the
Let me read
first
it.
word. It was,
Voicemail
"Hey."
for your stream today. Do not listen to it beforehand. So this is from Chip. I am trusting Chip. I trust Chip. I think. Can y'all see the little like thing right now?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
Wait, can the chat? Can the
Yeah,
stream hear though?
They
Okay.
can hear my desktop audio, so to listen. Okay, here we go. This
Cool.
is Chip.
River, it's Chip. And
Hey, Gib. Hey.
hello.
God, a double.
Congratulations on your little debut as RiverDoe. I'm so freaking proud of
Yes.
you. Yay! Oh, it's so exciting. A whole new chapter of your life is opening up, and I am so excited to see where you go from here.
Yeah, based. And like you draw, like all those like cute, adorable, like little sexy ladies. You draw
Yeah.
so many of them. You've drawn them for so long. I was always curious.
Yeah.
And now,
Yeah.
you get to be one. So have fun with that.
Yeah.
I get to be one. Let's go.
So yeah. Yay. Love you. Yeah. Love you, River.
Love ya.
Bye
So I hope to see you soon.
Yes, definitely. We got to see you soon.
Yeah.
All right, speak to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, River.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, on Mom I Can Explain, maybe that was actually a 5, depending on how my mom feels about the whole situation. But thank
Christ.
you. Thank you. I was smiling.
That was
so
very
hard.
sweet.
It's so sweet of you, Gib, and Chip and Gib. Lovely people. Definitely people who also helped inspire me to make this funny little change. Funny, just tiny little change in my life. Yeah.
You're going through changes. Big Mouth is a good show.
Didn't mean
I'm
to like
dying with
make this stream a bit of a debut in that sense as well, but yeah, that's. Thank y'all. You
Well,
know.
you have a dear girl like sitting right there in the middle of the screen.
Yeah. Still workshopping the full title, but RiverDoe, I guess, is. I think it's gonna stick. River for short. But yeah.
Oh dear.
Should we make
Oh dear.
voicemails a thing? We'll have to talk about this a little more
We don't have to make it a thing. People can just send them
to
if
us.
they want to.
I guess so. I
Yeah.
mean, like, make a thing as in like to the audience, not just to people who know us. We'll see. Well, we can workshop this a bit more.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Hey.
Let me turn off
Hey.
the screen.
RiverDoe.
Yeah.
What's that?
Let me tell you a secret.
Uh-huh.
The audience is just people we know.
Yeah, but like, you know me and my like general audience fetish. Like what I worry about. No, you're right. I shouldn't worry about it. Whatever.
All right. So, are we gonna like come to an end soon for this week's installment of Sketchy After Work?
Yeah,
Is
this-
your food done? Is your burger eaten? And
Yeah.
your taters,
Here, I
Asha?
can eat it
My,
right
my ramen is pretty cold now. I haven't
now.
eaten a bit.
Ma.
God, that's disgusting. Don't
What?
eat with your hands like a real animal.
You ever seen that video of the deer that just like eats a bird like in one bite?
Oh god.
I didn't know they could eat meat until that video, and that's how I
I'm
knew.
disgusted.
I'm sorry, it's a
I'm
disgusting.
disgusted.
thing.
Baby.
Okay, you can roll us out. NeverPaint. Hit the end jingle.
Okay, play Silk Song.
Okay.
You can still beat me. I'm still not done with it. You can still beat me before beat Silk Song before I do. Also, we're gonna be back. We're gonna announce it on like our social medias. we're just gonna stream from this place for now because like
Yeah,
River has the most experience,
River
and we're
knows
going to
that I don't
River
use
knows
this
best.
freaking. Oh yeah, and I don't use this place for any other good streams anyway, so might as well use it for something real.
Yes, and we are going to upload like the board of this somewhere. So we haven't
Um,
really decided on where, but
we'll
we'll
figure it
let you
out.
know.
Yes.
It'll be obvious once. It will be so obvious that you would be confused why I was confused about it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay. I wish you all a good time until next time. I hope your everyday life doesn't keep you from drawing 100% of the time, because this is what this is for, really, to make a little space in our daily life where we can still make art despite of the whole world around us.
Yeah.
A little chill pub where sketching is still legal.
Sketching. Yeah. After your day job or no job or whatever.
Yeah,
Uh,
whatever floats your boat.
Alrighty. I think we'll call it there. Everybody, wrap it up. Pull up the green screens. Whatever. Bye bye stream. Let me kick it to the other thing. Let me kick it to Asha's little drawing.
Look at Asha's cute animation.
Much love, much love. Draw something. Hashtag sketch with us. Hashtag sketch with us.
Bye bye.